you can open a studio, and once you open the studio, I already opened it, and you can see this, and this is the studio. And so when you come here, let me here, let me go to this something called canvas, because canvas is for the no code stuff. Basically, it's an open canvas, and then if you see this, you don't have to do any coding. So basically, all the coding and heavy lifting is done, or you already ran it today. It takes a while to really set it up, everything. And then because these are all model, so I already ran it. You see this, these are the different. So if I see this, you can see this different ready to use models. There are lots of models, but let's see if we have the data. So these are all, you can upload your data set, and these are all sample data set, but you have to upload your own data set. Suppose you are a retail company, you can upload it. So there is very easy way to upload the data set. Once the data, you can join this data, and once this data, you can drag and drop this data. So I'm using this data set. So because this is already there, so I'm just using this data set. So this data set is done, and then you can create a data set, and then we create the data set. So the data set is there. Already, sorry. So now the data set is there. Now, I mean, I'm doing it because just to show you the idea, but it takes a whole lot of time to really upload the data set. And then you can upload it. See, I have already uploaded it, and then there's a model I'm doing. It's called test model. It's ready, and this is the data set I'm using it. And then if you see this is the data set I'm using. It's all already uploaded, and then this model is ready, and then this model, all the things it is doing, and then it is the version 1 of the model, and it's already created this model. So now the test model, I'm doing it now. You can view this model, what it is doing, and it takes a little time. Then you can do the numeric prediction using this model. You can do some stuff here, and then data says is there, and I want to create it, but it will take a whole lot of time. Then we'll miss some important point. That's what I just want to see. Okay, but anyway, just you got that idea. You can all the models are there. You can create your ready-to-use model. These are all document, sentiment analysis, language detection, personal. These are all models. Okay, you can just use this ready-to-use model. You don't need any code. This thing last use model is this, and there is a document queries. You can query a document. You can do some sentiment analysis. Of if you upload a document, and suppose you are a basically retailer, and you want to see all the feedback your customers are giving. So you have a millions of feedback, and upload that document wherever you store it, and then you can analyze the sentiment, whether the customers are angry, upset with you, how satisfied they are, what percentage of the customers are satisfied, what percentage of the customers are not satisfied, and all those kind of stuff. So this is basically a SageMaker canvas. I mean, it takes a little time, and then we don't have a whole lot of time. I have to cover a whole lot. So that's about it. Now I'm going to go to the another important aspect of here. Just a minute. I'm going to share another screen with you. Now I'm going to show you down there's something called SageMaker Data Wrangler. Now what this SageMaker Data Wrangler does it, and if you are a data scientist, you know that 70 to 80% or probably 90% some data science says if you really run into some kind of algorithm to some kind of a prediction, deep learning model, everything, you have to spend whole lot of time, probably 60 70% of the time, cleaning up your data and do all kinds of because the garbage in, garbage out. That's the philosophy. If data there is a lot of garbage in your data, so your product output will be also garbage. So more accurate your data, more cleaning you do that, and more accurate prediction you have. So data wrangler is a tool where you can use it to clean all your data. You can have the feature engineering if you are familiar with the feature engineering, all those kind of pre-processing of data. I won't say that cleaning of data. There's whole lot of things going into it. Pre-process. You have to pre-process the data. You have to do cleaning. There are steps for that. You have to do feature engineering, and then if you put those data into a model, and the model is already perfectly built, and then you get a certain output. It could be prediction. It could be sentiment analysis. It could be image generation, text generation, anything. Okay, so that's the idea. So this is a SageMaker Wrangler. You're going to show you the demo. SageMaker is SageMaker feature stores. As I said in the Wrangler, you can do all kinds of feature engineering. You can do all kinds of aerial geospatial data and satellite imagery. You can clean those, label those, all kinds of stuff. And these are all pre-built. You don't have to do anything. You can map data, all kinds of image this thing, geospatial data, all kinds of mapping, all kinds of local mapping, zonal mapping, forest mapping, all kinds of stuff. So you can do that. And so this is already pre-built in Amazon SageMaker, and you can do that. So you don't have to build anything from scratch. Again, I talked about data leveling. You can do all kinds of data leveling at a very, very reduced cost. You can do integrated tools like a single interface. And so you once you have the model, you get the interface. Now you can with the interface, you can really go into the production. So let me show you that data wrangler basically. Okay. So now I'm going here. Okay, yes. Okay. So this is basically a data wrangler. You can see this. This is the data wrangler. So here I already did it today morning. I mean today afternoon because I knew this thing takes a whole lot of time. And then on this you have the data wrangler. You can do this. You see this. I have done the data wrangler, and then if you see this, it has a data flow. It gets the source, data types, and do that. And you can do the feature engineering. You can do the data type, you can add transform your data, but and then there's a sense. No, look, let's do the data analysis part. So you can add transform your data. So basically all those cleaning up your data, you can do that. So this is your data flow. You can add a transform. You can transform your data, and you can see this, and this is your data. Now you can do the add steps. You can export this data. These are all pre-built. All you have to do is upload your data, and it will do everything. You can transform your data. Your data is there. You can do it. You can do all kinds of. You can add steps. You can use some kind of a custom formula if you want to use your own formula. And if you don't want to use your form formula, you can do the custom transform. You can transform your data, transform for Amazon personalized, and these are all different kinds of data, different kind of a person. So this is all about Amazon Wrangler. So Amazon a SageMaker Wrangler. So you can really do all kinds of stuff with that set data Wrangler. And this is I did it. I mean, I can show it, I can run it basically, but this takes time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to run the whole thing. Then we lose time, and then we don't have much time. So I'm just really skipping it. But I'm just showing you the capabilities so that you know. And there's the video again. I said all the details about the Wrangler. It's a 2.5 hour video. You can really go and really do it. It's all the step by step instruction is there. I did another workshop in one of the weekends about 6 months ago, and then it is really have that. So I'm just showing you the capabilities. Now, now we have now chat. Okay, now I will show you. So let's go back to our presentation again. And okay, so basically, so now you have already have the data, you clean the data, you have the model, and then with this model you can train it. Once you have to train the model, you can distribute training libraries. So all the training libraries can be distributed basically with the data model. So you can do a lot of parallel processing stuff because for a large production, just think of it, if you are a a large retailer, Amazon is very huge, even that's even the biggest example we can take. But think of it, like you're a large retailer and you're like Amazon, and they probably every hour they have millions of customers buying, returning, giving feedback, and all those things. There are hundreds of model. Each model is specifically tailored to do something and running. So you need to lots of distributed library on production. Then there you have to automatically fine tune your model because model tuning is very important because model keeps learning and then there is a model drift. Model drift means model start giving you some wrong output because of the data drift because data changes all the time. Okay, whatever there are some data, the seasonal data like during Christmas time, when you have some model built to give some output on a seasonal data, and on the regular time of the year, there is a model drift because the model are now getting some other data which are not seasonal data. Because of that, there could be some data drift, and when there is a data drift, your model will be, not giving you the right output. So we have to constantly tune your model based on what kind of a data is coming, how it is handling, what kind of a so all kinds of monitoring stuff you need to do it. You have to have the experiment all the time. It's continuous improvement, continuous integration, same CI/CD pipeline. So this is what is the ML models are all about. And then we are talking about deployment. You do all kinds of a deployment. You do deploy models into production, as I said. And then also you have the cost effective deployment. That's the SageMaker because already a lot of things are pre-built. So when you don't have to build anything from scratch, and there could be a multi-model. Basically, in my book, I'm trying to use as a multi-model case study from AWS. So it's just painting some kind of some kind of what you call legal because it's a large company. If I have to use some case studies of their own case study, so I'll have to go through the legal department and get an approval. So that kind of a process it is pending. Otherwise, the book will be released anytime the book is ready. So that's what it's pending. So that is what you call multi-model. You'll have that case study in my book, and there's something called shadow testing. You always do that, and then this is all different kind of a deploy. You deploy the model, then you build a model, you build a model pipeline, all kinds of ML, just like a data ops, you have the ML ops pipeline. And then if you uh, like a Sage Jupyter notebook, you saw Google Colab, you can do the same thing with the SageMaker Studio Lab. You can create your own Jupyter notebook and you can run all kinds of stuff there. So that is about it. And there is something called very good. I'll show you this SageMaker Jumpstart. So basically, SageMaker Jumpstart is some kind of a pre-built model is already there. There are about over 300 pre-built model, which I'm going to show you in a moment, and it will really jumpstart. It's just like like your car gets a jump start and it already starts everything because already that kind of a jump start is there. Already pre-built model. You don't have to write a whole lot of code. You have to customize a little bit if you are a data scientist. So you can customize it and then you can really. So probably your 80% of the heavy lifting is done by the jump start because all the pre-built model there, a little bit of customization. That's it. You can run it into production. So that's the idea of a SageMaker Jumpstart. So it's a built-in ML capabilities. So it's a uh, okay. So let me go and show you the Jumpstart. That's very important. So I'll show you the jump start. Mm, okay. So here again, we are on the SageMaker, and then if you come here, there's something called data, and then you can see this launch jumpstart. You can do the jumpstart. I already created a jumpstart, but if you launch a jumpstart, you can do that. But I already created demand forecasting. I created a jumpstart just before this because I knew this thing takes time, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, sometimes more, and I just cannot waste that kind of a time on a live workshop. So I already created it. So you see this, you created a jumpstart, and you see this, it's all the model is created, it's completed. And if I want to open the notebook, it's same like a Jupyter notebook we use for Chat GPT. Hold on, see, it takes so much time just to open the notebook. Okay, so because it's created, and you can see this. This is a notebook. It's created. It is import Boto 3, import JSON, then a pip install. I'm installing it. It's I didn't do anything. Then data preparation and visualization. These are all code, just like a Jupyter node. A Google Colabs, you run the code, same kind of a code. Jupyter the notebook is running, and the same kind of a notebook, then you can visualize the data. It's very easy stuff. If you know good Python programming, you can really customize a lot because so even if you do not have whole lot of idea about running a model or building a model, but if you have a good Python programming skills, and if you have some idea about how everything works under the hood in a model, probably you can customize a lot. You don't have to do a whole lot of things. That's the idea of Jumpstart. And then you can see this. These are the models already pre-built. You can see this. There are more than 300 this kind of a model over there, and everything is there. You see this image classification model, question answering model, text embedding model with the hugging face, very popular. Machine translation, it translates from one language to another using hugging face, image embedding. There are already 300 pre-built models. Now, people who are data scientists, and then you can use this TensorFlow, all those framework, PyTorch, TensorFlow, Hugging Face. These are all framework basically. You can use those framework. So you can see this framework, and then you can see the solution. There are different solution for different document understanding. These are all the solution. Then vision model. These are all image model. These are stable diffusion I was talking about. This is already there. So you can really run the stable diffusion model and create your own text to image stuff and all those things. So I was talking about stable diffusion. There's so many different varieties from Hugging Face to your own stable diffusion. You can pretend data set already there. You can say let's view this model. You can see this. You can run this model. Mm, you have to update to the SageMaker Studio to use this model. It's just showing something. I'm not going to use it anyway. So this is all the capabilities of SageMaker. So a lot of things are already there. So if you know, like for a data scientist, the most of the heavy lifting is done. So that's about it, and then probably I'll just wrap it up in another 5-10 minutes. And if you have a question, I can talk to you. And then this is basically a different operational model and challenges. So these are the different challenges you can see. And then there's a CI/CD pipeline, continuous improvement, continuous deployment kind of a pipeline. So it's always you improve your model and always you deploy that kind of pipeline you have. And then operational challenges, managing ML lifestyle, manual. Then if you have to, everything has to be done automatically. Automation is the key. How we can really automate things. So this life cycle, SageMaker, ML Ops has all kinds of a life cycle. It's a machine learning operation, just like a DevOps. It's called ML Ops, automate ML workflow, scale model deployment. And then this is a abalone process. Is some kind of a data set basically. Okay, and they use this data set. This is the example, train the model, evaluate the model, and then he created the model, true, if it is true. That's some kind of a flow chart, or process structure, and this is what it is. Typical idea. Now this can be the whole thing, can be really, some kind of automation can be done with this training input and output. This is what it is showing that. I'm just SageMaker ML ops. This is auto ML, you can do all kinds of ML ops, build CI/CD pipeline, and then you can really catalog model version. You can catalog all the version of a model, because suppose if you are a large company, Fortune 500 company, you're not going to run one model. Probably you will have hundreds of models, different varieties of model. So you have to really create a catalog of the different version of the model, what version does and how it is upgraded, what are the other version, if there's a model drift, when what happened to the model drift, and all kinds of. So you have to have a little catalog, all everything. So your ML ops engineers and others, the data scientists, they know the background what they are doing, so that they build on the improve on that. So catalog is one of the very important aspect of software engineering. You know, package and everything. So if you are from the software background, you understand how you catalog it, how you do it and stuff. And then you have to track the lineage of troubleshooting and compliance. So if there is some error, some kind of troubleshoot, and then you can track it, what error it happened, and how you really fix it. And there could be a compliance, just like a HIPAA compliance for healthcare industry. So if there is, you can really track it. How we can ensure that kind of a HIPAA compliance if your model is doing some kind of using some kind of a health related data. Suppose you are Kaiser, and Kaiser, they are all health related stuff. Their patient data, all kinds of data, and they're running some AI model on their patient data. So there a whole lot of compliance goes into it. So they really need to have some kind of a catalog all those compliance, and they can track all those lineage of those stuff. So then also maintains the accuracy of prediction after the models are deployed, because there could be a data drift. As I said, some data could be seasonal, some data could be old, some data could be garbage. There could be lots of data change all the time. And because of data drift, there could be some prediction problem, there could be model drift. So you have to always find that whether the predictions are accurate or not. So those kind of things. So then now, of course, the governance, you really, when you have the people, because governance is very important, because artificial intelligence can do any kind of a bad things also. So you have to understand who is running the model, who are the people responsible for that, who are the people who have the access to the data, what kind of a privilege they have, and then what they can do, what they cannot do, what kind of a privilege level, all kinds of governance. Just you do in any kind of a software development life cycle, more stringent governance you have to ensure that. So this is all done by basically your SageMaker pipeline, and basically Amazon ML ops also monitors that, and all kinds of it. Most of the heavy lifting is done basically by SageMaker and Amazon AWS, ML ops kind of platform, and then most of the heavy lifting is done. So basically, you can really reduce whole lot of time and stuff like that. So that's about it, I guess. So and this is the resources, and this is me. And somebody asked me some questions. Sorry, and you can ask me question, otherwise we'll wrap it up. Okay, so that's about it, and we will all. I think 6 people stayed back. Sardar, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm still here.
No, and no, but people who stayed back at the last time. So what you do is, I have all your email address on the what you call. Okay, let me
Meet up.
do.
Meet up.
I will, don't. This will be your Google collab. Sorry, Google. What they call Google Google Classroom. I have everybody logged in there, I think. So if you have the Google Classroom, I will send you all the related link there and this thing. And please come back to our user group from where you logged in and send me, some kind of a personal, message or something so that I know you guys are here. So I will just send you all of you one a free book of my ChatGPT book. So I will send you all those things. So and before I end, and I will um, uh,
I
I will
didn't sign into the classroom. Will I still be able to get a copy of the book?
yes.
Okay.
Because you stayed, whoever stayed, you will get this thing. Don't worry. I will send you. I'll send you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, if you have any question, if you answer, you ask me. Otherwise, I'll wrap it up.
Yes, sir. I had a couple of questions. I just want
Sure.
to ask you.
Uh,
Um, I was looking at earlier. We were talking about when you showed that company you made where it had all the cute little puppies and kittens.
hmm.
And on that page, when you created that website, and then you kind of went through it throughout the session, where you had to configure your model to, did you have to configure it to create like the puppies to be more realistic instead of more like sometimes the image is a little bit blurry? Did you have to create models to make exactly what you wanted the product to look like? When you come like to product management or something like that, you had to deploy some of the tools you use to create that website.
Okay, the one I showed you. Yes. Yes or no? Yes. The reason is when you are using a model like a, there is already, you don't have to do really, you don't have to create your any model. There are two very important models around there. One is stable diffusion, I showed you. Another is DALI, which is OpenAI. You should go to that OpenAI. But the main thing is prompt engineering. So the better your prompt, the more clear your prompt, the better picture image you get. So that kind of a some kind of a skill you really need to master. So you don't get all the picture, everything what you want in a real time all the time. But if the better you are skilled at prompt engineering, the better you can generate a better image, and based on the image you can really do that. So it's a like a trial and error kind of a thing. You have to try more and more till you get perfection. Sometimes it comes a beautiful image, very nice image, but it's all generative, right? It's generating some image from based on whatever the image it has seen. Okay. So every image may not be perfect as per you want, but at the same time, every image will be little bit of different. Sometimes what you really want and what the output is get would may be very stunning. You really want something, but it really came out in a very beautiful, more than what you expect. But sometimes you don't get that desired expect. So it's all right. You have to keep on trying and prompt, and that's the really, I won't say hard part. That's the boring part basically. You have to try and try. That's about it. Any no model can give you like a accurate what you want on a text generation and other things. It can go really very very deep and give you a lot of accurate output. But for the image generation, it cannot be perfect all the time. That's what I wanted to say. It could be better than what you expect sometimes or most of the time, but there are sometimes you just don't get that. So again, you have to try and see if new inputs are coming, and if you are good at that, probably you can build some image text. You can really feed that on the model. Okay, this is what you're doing, but these are the images, reference images I have, and based on that, there's something that can be done, and then you can really go close to the point. That's about it, sir, everybody. So I'm going to close it now. All right, thanks for coming in, and then thanks for everything. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Bye. Good night.